Hello. Just got home and I'm going for a short walk. I need to declutter my mind after maybe only 130 kilometer of driving. It was not bad of a drive, but I had to listen some music that is not into my brain, and also I'm looking for the snow. The Environment Canada predicted some not heavy but some snow coming down 5 to 10 centimeters, and tomorrow I'm supposed to have an adventure somewhere in another town, and I'm looking forward to see the snow because I love it, but nothing. So there is a little bit of a cloud, and so someone mentioned about ransomware attack on Translink databases and computer system network. If you are from outside Canada, Translink is a large company. It's a public transportation company. They have hundreds of buses and a large network of suspended or some sort of electric trains, automatic trains. It's a pretty neat and pretty robust system, but I learned that they got this infection, the virus infection, and some foreign entity. Uh, Nobody knows if they are from outside the country, or could be, some internal people who knew how to get access to those systems, because the easiest is for the insider. And since it's a public company, since it's a kind of a corporate, actually it's a big corporation, you expect to see unhappy people working there just for the paycheck. And if there is an opportunity for them to uh, you know to go big and take advantage of some vulnerabilities, yeah, human beings, some people can go that low, you know in order to achieve their Mexico Beach dream or Hawaii dream or something. People do whatever they feel they have to do. I'm not saying that someone internal, but the reason I'm recording this one is that you know there are malicious attacks every day. Big companies, they get hit all the times, and because it's not that rare anymore, not everything is making the news. But this is a public company, and it's a really big company, and they have customers' data. That's the big thing. The news companies are selling now. If there is another company who have their own business, they have their own customer base, it's not really a sensation. The news outlets won't make much of a sale like a having something to put on the screen or on the radio and increase their audience. But with this one, there is people are curious. People, especially people who have their information in that system, like people purchase all sort of services. Right? It's not only the pass that you use, and also people have like thousands of people have their personal data into the servers because they do work there, you know, and like financial data and lots of stuff. So my point is, I'm trying to make a short video on this one. It's not because it's a bit cold outside, but probably other people already talked about this thing. Um, Myself, if I was part of the network security, I would look into how those guys got in and which are the ways. And one of the ways that came to my mind, and I kept saying to other people years ago, is that now with the COVID, lots of employees, they got home type of work. So they used to be in the office, and now buildings are kind of empty. Some of the buildings are empty, and people are working from home, including from this company. And you have remote access, and everyone is saying, oh yeah, I offer you the secure VPN, the secure service, remote service, all sort of that, high 128-bit encryption. Those guys are a little bit naive, who think that 128-bit encryption cannot be hacked. Hackers and software developers sometimes work as a team. And I'm not saying that software developers work with hackers, but it's like we are the same community. We read things on forums. Even the software developers, the antivirus companies, those people have to stay up to date, have to be up to date with the latest. And they all attend forums, trade shows, exchange information over the internet and all that. And things are open to everyone. Like if someone discovered some code or some methods or some system, is not really proprietary. And this exchange of information, like conferences and all that, are free to everyone who pays to attend, or maybe some of those are kind of online and are free. And hackers need to be up to their game. They have to perform in their trade. Regardless how we see this one as a stealing of information, or maybe they are working for some other entity, or maybe they are practicing to help antivirus companies to get some good products on the market, or maybe they are white hat hackers who are working for large companies defending the network. So, but I mentioned that in the past, the human nature, you can't have the white hat hacker stamped and marked for life. You are a white hat, and you will never hurt someone's network. People can switch spots. Depends of the environment, depends of their personal needs. They are human beings in the first place, and people don't connect the dots, don't see let's say some dude who used to be a criminal changing and becoming a person who is using his talent or his life force to help other people, right? We have those stories in the Bible. We have stories all the times. People came out of the jail, and they made a huge change in their lives, and now they are contributing and helping other people. Same thing with these hackers. They can change the game. They can switch teams. So you can have an internal person doing that. You can have someone from outside. But now you have this huge number of people working remotely from home, and they use these encrypted channels, data channels, to access the remote servers, the ones that work, or remote computers that are being left on, and people do remote work that way. Lots of data is in the cloud. But these people who are working from home, they keep their computers on, and they are not only on that session on the VPN or whatever remote session they use. They browse the internet, they spend some time on chats, because they are not getting the training, or there is no enforcement making those people working from home to be only to have a dedicated computer just to work remotely. So they use maybe their own personal computer, or maybe they got a computer from the office, took it home, plug it in, and use the, let's say, a service provider, like in this case Shaw Cable, or one of these things, or even a smaller one, which doesn't have the best security. So now you have holes. You have some guy at home browsing the internet, browsing certain sites, and browsing through these service providers that are not fully secured. And now they open ports to hackers. So what the hackers do, let's say they know this company, they have this big company in mind, because they know they can afford. They can simply go on LinkedIn. I'll give you some sort of an idea how people can track down an employee and go follow those leads and access a big network. So they go on LinkedIn. So let's say they have Translink in mind, and search on LinkedIn. Just search Translink on LinkedIn, and you will see hundreds and hundreds of profiles on LinkedIn. And you pick, with some script, you pick let's say 100 profiles, and you start digging. And you find some information, like all sort of stuff. Even hacking one of these social networks. Let's say someone find this person through LinkedIn, and take the name and find some details to identify exact that person, not someone with similar name, and go to Facebook. Facebook can get hacked, and it does all the times. And that person, let's say if 100 people are in their target working for Translink, they let's say maybe 50%, or I'm quite sure it's a higher number, higher percentage, 50% of them have a Facebook account. And through Messenger, to other means, they get into those people accounts, and maybe 10 of them can access certain files or whatever, infect their computer through Facebook or through a messenger system or somehow. So I'm just making up stuff while I'm walking around. I did not set a thought before I recorded this one. It's just what comes to mind, and I'm trying to make it easy to process by anyone who wants to think that way. And once that hacker, but it's not one hacker, these are groups of people. If it's one hacker, probably it's an internal one guy who knows some ways and channels, some ports, networking and all that, and who works for the team in security, or somehow got all the easy information. He knows how to stay not to attack from Vancouver. These guys, if they know such methods and procedures, they know how to hide all over the place. Really hard to trace. They use all sorts of systems and software, and they use remote servers and hosts, and they jump from host to host. They can be not a printer, but they are devices who host viruses. They are devices who can host infections and stuff like that, including like Internet of Things devices. I dealt with a virus residing in a camera recording system, which for me was like what? And yeah, so this guy, if he's a local guy or an internal one or insider, then really difficult to be tracked down. If it's a team from somewhere from outside, probably they did not have only Translink in mind. This is maybe they just picked the easiest one and they will go for the next one and next one. So if Translink falls and it pays the ransomware, the next one comes, because these guys will not stop at, let's say, $10 million or what, I don't know what's the amounts they requested, but they will not stop there. Because it's greed, you know, it's fame, it's personal ego. They want to feel some big accomplishments. It's like the hunters. They go for a big lion or big thing. It's not like oh yeah, hunt a cat and stop here. Yeah, so that's the kind of the thought. Someone who was found through this social network got their computer infected, and once the hacker is inside of that employee computer, it can go through. Let's say the person is leaving the computer on overnight, goes to bed, computer is doing its own stuff, or computer is just running there. Now you have an open channel. It's like an open gate from this dimension to another dimension. So from the dimension where the hacker resides to through some gates and wormholes and all those, you know, all the way through some servers that are now is like okay, I got to heaven. Oh, okay, I got through those so many gates and tunnels and roadblocks, and now it's like I'm in heaven. Okay, it's like those people who dream. They are into those. They call it lucid dreamings or some dreams, and they say, "Oh yeah, I'm in my fantasy world, and now let's kind of feel happy that I got in." Okay, 5 minutes of euphoria. I said, okay, let's go to work. Okay, what's my goal here? I know what's my goal. Okay, I got into dream world. Okay. Oh, okay, and now, oh, yes. Let's find those servers with the financial data or whatever. How to shut down a couple of systems, including like manage switches. Those are easy, you know. They can shut down some computers, but they can drag some viruses through these wormholes and tunnels and stuff through that dimension, and bring in there, infect stuff, infect with viruses, custom viruses that, you know, can delete everything if they, you know, those are stories, but some stories have a little bit of a truth. So anyway, my guess is that they went that way. And why I'm recording that is someone you know does remote work, you know, tell them never browse the internet, never have multiple sessions while they do home type of office work, remote work during these COVID times, right? So keep works totally separated, and use not some Norton. Those are it's like a buying stuff from Canadian Tire, you know. It's like a lower end stuff. Buy some Russian made antivirus, or, you know, good stuff from people who know, or even Chinese made one, maybe not, but I don't know, I'm just saying, you know. So stay stay off the internet while you do remote work, especially for big companies. Take care, bye bye.